Hello and welcome back to the renovation series. This week the main focus is the living room. I want to get as much done in here as possible. Luckily, all the jobs that I need to do in here I've done before in other rooms, so hopefully it should be a lot quicker because I sort of know what I'm doing. So this week I'm going to be sanding the floors, installing the fireplace, installing skirting boards, a few other little jobs. I've got to chase out a plug socket and I've got to fit the door and sand various things. But hopefully by the end of the episode, the living room is going to be looking pretty good. In the last episode, I was manically trying to get all the walls downstairs ready to be plastered. And as you can see, the plasterer he was here for, I think, 4 or 5 days, and he's done the lounge, the hallway, the stairs, and the landing, and it looks perfect. It's drying out at the moment, which is why it's sort of weird, different colours, but it is a million times better than the plastering I did upstairs, obviously. Can't find a single defect in the whole thing. Really nice guy. We'll definitely use him in future. So yeah, at the moment I've got a heater in here and a tiny little dehumidifier, just trying to draw all the moisture out because the past week the house has been like soaking wet. So much water comes out of the plaster. I probably should have rented a big dehumidifier because I don't have any heating at the moment. So it's been a big battle trying to get all the moisture out of the house. Yeah, it looks fantastic. It's super echoey in here now. But it is really starting to feel like there's good progress in here. I'm hoping the living room is going to be a really quick turnaround. But yeah, now that I've updated you on that, let's get into the video. It's Sunday morning. I'm a little bit hungover because it was my birthday yesterday. And the plan today is to sand the floors in the lounge and in the hallway. The floors in here are in much better condition than they were upstairs. They're pretty flat already. It's just sort of finishing them and making them look neat rather than trying to actually get them to the same level. So let's get on with it. After this rather terrifying blowout, I went round with my hammer and punch to make sure all the nail heads were at least 1 or 2 millimeters below the surface. I should have done this before, I was just being lazy, and look where it got me. Okay, so I'm all done with the 40 grit. I'm gonna swap over to the 80 grit and crack on with that. It's looking alright, pretty much the same as it was upstairs. Nice and flat. It's a lot easier than upstairs, actually. Upstairs was crazy. This has been a lot easier, but yeah. Let's crack on, mate. You'd think I would get quicker at changing these sanding pads over. It still takes me about 5 minutes every time. Get in, you. Right, smash. After a couple more hours with the drum sander, the main part of the floor was looking good. So it's time to turn to my nemesis, the edging sander. I hate these things. It just never wants to go in the same direction that I want it to move in, unfortunately. But alas, the edges need to be done. So, obviously start with the 40 grit, same drill. And this time I will try not to lose the bolt that keeps the paper in, because I don't have the option of cutting through the ceiling this time because we're on the ground floor. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this. That comes out.
I kept getting these wheel marks on the floor, and it turns out I shouldn't have been going side to side with the sander. I should only be going forward and backwards. But I ended up getting it looking decent. I then moved onto the hallway, but realized that there was old gaffer tape all the way around at the edge of the hallway, which was super sticky, and I was struggling to get it off with a knife. I ended up using a heat gun to just melt the tape and then scraping it off, which worked way better. Once I got it all off, I sanded down the floors for a couple of hours until they ended up looking like this. I used the multi-tool to get right into the corners. I actually went over the whole floor pretty much with this, just because there were little defects that I wanted to get rid of.
Now the floors are all sanded, I'm gonna try and fit the fireplace. I've test fit it earlier. But I need to screw it in and mount it, and then I've also got some black masonry paint to paint this concrete hearth. I might tile it in future, but for now I think I'm just going to paint it black so it matches the cast iron fireplace, and hopefully it'll look good. Tape up the floorboards to try and not get this thick black paint on it, and yeah, let's see how it goes.
If you enjoy this sort of content, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. It's completely free and it really motivates me to make better videos for you guys. Thanks.
I've let the paint dry overnight and I don't think it needs a second coat. It looks black enough to me. So it's time to fit the fireplace. I got this thing for 150 quid off Facebook Marketplace. It's not going to be functional. It's just going to be decorative, just to look nice. So yeah, let's fit it.
Right, I'm going to measure... Okay, I'm going to measure across the chimney breast, which is 131. That's a weird measurement. Okay, so that is 65.5 is the center. Yeah, twat. 65.5. So that's the center of the chimney breast. Is that in the center of this though? Yeah, it looks pretty right. Okay, 66.5. So it should be there. I thought this was going to be a super simple job, but obviously nothing really lines up or is accurate with this house. So it turns out that the fireplace opening isn't in the centre of the chimney breast, nor is the hearth. So I ended up lining it up with the centre of the hearth so that it fit nicely. Because the floor also isn't completely level in this, I then had to use packers underneath the left side to try and raise it up so that I could get the fireplace to be completely level. Okay, I think I have to actually fit this mantelpiece first. Spanner would be a good idea. Oh, I really hope this doesn't fall off the packers now. I thought this was going to be a 2-minute job. After I finally got the mantelpiece fitted, it was time to drill into the wall and get this thing secure. I used a 6mm masonry bit to drill into the chimney breast, and then I banged a wall plug as deep as I could. All that was left to do then was to screw it in. Yeah, that's rock solid. Rock solid! Okay, I think that's fucking done. I'm happy with how that looks. At some point I'm gonna have to put like something under here to cover up those packers. I don't really know. The skirting is gonna come up to here. I don't know. I'm gonna have to put some sort of sealant or something. To be honest, I think if you pulled the packers out now, it would be fine because it's obviously screwed into the wall. I think it would be fine, but I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that. Now that's done, I've got a few smaller jobs in here before the skirting arrives. I need to chase a electrical back box into that wall for an internet cable that's running all the way upstairs. But that plaster's not dry yet, so I'm waiting on that. I need to sand down the door frame and the door so that they're ready for paint. So I think I'm going to do that. So the plan with this room is to colour drench the whole thing in like a light sage green or like a dark sage green. Not decided, but paint samples are arriving in a few days. In order to do that, so I'll be painting the architraves, skirting boards and door in the same green that I'm painting the walls at. So I need to sand down this door and all the other woodwork so that it's ready for painting. I'm going to use 120 grit using the multi-tool on the flat surfaces and then just trying to get into all the little nooks and crannies with, I hate that phrase, nooks and crannies. I'm going to use the multi-tool on the flat surfaces with 120 grit and then just by hand in all of the little annoying intricate bits. So let's crack on. Actually, what I'm going to do first is go around with the scraper because there's just blue grit and other bits of shit on here that I need to get off. Okay, that needs a bit of adjusting at some point. Oh, have I got to take it off again? I don't really know how to do this. It's a lot closer. That'll do, mate. That'll do. After I'd enthusiastically fixed the door, I applied the first coat of the Osmo Pollux oil to the floorboards. Tune in next week to see if I finally manage to paint one of the rooms in this fucking house.